There's a story that happened with Van Lathan on his show. What's his name? His show, Higher Learning. What he had Emmanuel Acho on his podcast, the guy who, I forgot the name of that TV show that he took over from Marcellus Wiley and Jason Whitlock. But he got another show where he called A Hard Conversations with a Black Man. But for some reason, when this hard conversation came up, he didn't want to have it. So Emmanuel Acho called an emotional butler for white people by Van Lathan Twitter roast him. So I'm going to show the back and forth they had. I'm going to show it over here, though. Where basically they had a disagreement about how to have conversations with, and I'm so angry. The one thing I'm mad about is these two dudes got into an argument because they argued about who can talk to white people better. That's what make it kind of pathetic. I ain't gonna lie. They actually are they're arguing about who gonna talk to white people better, or in a way that they can understand more. So let me show what he said.
Coon talk.
Why they say that? Because when white people say, well, racism doesn't exist, I know why they say that. Because I've been in them rooms when they saying that. Mm-hmm. When I kick it with black people and they're like, all white people are racist. I know why you're saying that. All the while, I have the privilege and luxury of not having generational trauma because my parents were born in Nigeria. So man, my method is removing some of the sting because I don't have that sting and trying to deliver a message in a manner that people can receive it.
Okay. Let me tell you why what you just said offends me.
Okay.
All right. You saying that you don't have generational trauma and you didn't mean it this way, but the reason, and it's, I have to name it, you saying that you don't have any generational trauma in some way meaning, or that in some way meaning that your delivery method to white people is going to be either more effective or more sanitized is, to me, dangerous. And let me tell you why. Everybody that you just named and what you're talking about does what they do in different ways. I don't think that any of the things that they do are necessarily harmful. But what I could say is a black man, a prominent one, acting as an emotional butler for white people and serving them the most milquetoast, unspicy, unseasoned brand of racial discourse and accountability possible could definitely be harmful. Like, we're fighting for our lives. And to me, having a conversation like that at that particular time, it's not that it's a different method. Everybody has a different method. Is that it's the wrong method. Is that it gives cover for.
So you see what he had to say. And somebody accused him of saying basically because he doesn't have what he calls generational trauma, that he has the ability to be more disciplined in his arguments or debates or conversations with white people and give them a message to help them better understand the plight of black people.
Well, he can't even discuss the plight of black people because he's not black, he's Nigerian.
Well, funny enough, remember we talked about this a while ago, a couple months ago. There was a woman named, as you might know, Shirley Chisholm. She said the same exact thing. I think she's from she's from the Caribbean. She said the same exact thing as he said. Basically, she said, well, we weren't enslaved in America. We didn't have to deal with Jim Crow and all those things like that. So she's talking about Caribbeans, we have the ability to get in rooms and not get easily offended, able to have a real dialogue because we don't have the sting of the history.
Why they always talking about that colonizer bullshit then?
Yeah. That's
bullshit. That colonizer they be talking, that's bullshit.
Now, he said that was not his intent. He was not saying that. He said, I made no such suggestion. That was the reach the host of the show made and led the listeners to at the 39:45 mark. I stated my lineage to allow understanding of my predisposition to be less hostile. Right there, less hostile. I was giving the listener insight as to why, not implying I'm better.
Sir, we don't give a damn.
But the part that he said he's less hostile, and ain't that kind of the thing people say about, look, I'm not one of those people that are super duper, these quote unquote tetherers. I'm not that type of person.
We know.
But when he said that right there, that kind of goes to the point that people who say that say, as in, you're not really here as one of us. You're somebody who's here as a cosplayer as one of us.
To get what you can
get what you can. You're black, quote unquote, when it's convenient.
When it's not convenient, I'm Nigerian. I don't have that same trauma.
That part is bad too, but the part where he said I'm less hostile, which means you believe that you are the safe Negro. I'm the safe one. They'll talk to me more because they trust me.
I ain't calling them Negroes.
Which goes back to what people say about in colleges and all these in corporate America, these white people, when they see a black person, quote unquote, from another country, they'll say, "Oh yeah, they're more comfortable around them." When they get around a black American, they feel like they're walking on eggshells. It goes back to that thing. There's a certain level of what they call white guilt when they're around a black American that they don't feel when they're around an immigrant.
And look how he dressed. Got a gold chain on, got his hair the way he got his hair cut.
He said, "Van, the entire conversation was a public setup. Your producers lured me into a committing by misleading me about the topics of the conversation. You manipulated my friendship with Rachel in order to publicly air your grievances as opposed to preparing me for a productive dialogue."
Well, you got the wits. You don't got to be prepared.
Yeah. Turing Walker said, "Honestly, I want people like you to keep talking so we can stop pretending that flat blackness is a thing." Van Lathan responded, "I don't give a F about any of that, sincerely. If you're not prepared to discuss things you said publicly, then you shouldn't do interviews.
True.
I haven't posted any clips until now, and that's because you're Rachel's friend. You said I reached. I posted proof I didn't." Well, do you think if you tell somebody you're going to talk about this, but you come to the interview, we talk about something else, that's okay?
Well, yeah, people do that all the time because if I tell you what I really want to talk about, then it's less likely that you're gonna come on here and have the conversation.
But that's the setup. Then I don't believe this is a setup. But what you're saying is kind of is a setup.
How's it a setup?
Because you're telling me we're gonna talk about one thing. When I get there, we talk about something else.
We're gonna talk about what I said. We're gonna talk about, and I'm gonna air some other shit I want to tell you too while your ass is here, because I ain't gonna get to see you no more.
He said, "Van, your anger caused you to suck up all the oxygen, disabling your brilliant co-host and my friend from contributing. Your anger caused what would have been a fruitful conversation to be wasted. Your anger is doing more harm than good. Be well, my friend. You have my number if needed."
Angry black man, hostile. That's what he was pretty much saying.
He said it when he said, "I'm less hostile." Now, let me say this.
The way he,
I'm not emotional.
The way that he, typed this out made it seem like he's the calmer one trying to tell this hostile black man.
This is how you deal with it.
This is how you deal with it.
This is how you deal with the disagreement.
But ain't she a bad wench?
Damn. Yeah, I am gonna say this.
So you can't talk all that shit, man, and then have a bad wench sitting next to you.
I'm gonna say, damn, Travis. I was gonna say this. She really can't say nothing in the dialogue because what's she gonna say? Like, she's married.
She's married to a white man. She got to deal with his folks.
Not even that.
Even deal with them.
She was on Bachelorette, didn't get picked, then was chosen as the Bachelorette, and still chose white dude. Like, ain't nothing really she could say.
That's what she wanted,
and it's do what she want to do, but. It's one of those things where it's like, what can she really say on this topic?
You don't go get somebody like that, Van.
Emmanuel, he got a lot of backlash for too. Not a lot, but he got some backlash for that too, and he defended her. So,
and then they're gonna name it Higher Learning.
That's the part that's crazy.
The white dude shot Omar Epps.
Yeah,
what's his name?
He married to a black woman too in real life, I think.
Damn, how did I forget his name?
He's Jewish. Wigger. He's the ultimate wigger.
He's Jewish.
Ultimate. Yeah. He tried to put his face and everything. It's like, bro, get out of here. We're not giving you any credence. Like, get out of here, bro. I'm sorry, credence. We're not giving you any type of credentials in this. We don't care about your opinion. But Emmanuel, I am angry. I am angry that the police continue to kill. I am angry that the wealth is hoarded. I am also angry that suit-wearing charlatans like yourself have found a way to make millions off the backs of other people's trauma. I'll stop being angry when you stop being weak.
And they are weak.
Damn. You calling the man weak now?
Yeah, they're weak.
Now everybody in the comment section was giving him. You see, they go.
Give him a business.
Antonio Moore. he in there. So all the people giving him praise, and I ain't gonna lie, that whole side of Twitter was on his ass. I will say this: it was people all background.
His ass should have been packed up.
It was Black Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans. They all on his ass.
We don't want your help.
They always on his ass. So you gotta be honest.